Back to our politics lead. Senate Republicans butting heads over the president's big, beautiful bill. Majority Leader John Thune can only afford to lose 3 Senate Republicans if he wants to pass this giant piece of legislation. So might that tight margin give Democrats some room to flex a little muscle? Let's ask Democratic Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon, who joins us now. Senator, with some of your Republican colleagues disagreeing over main parts of the bill, is there an opportunity for Democrats to work with Republicans, work in some of your own priorities? For example, a few weeks ago, I don't know what happened to it, but a few weeks ago, President Trump was openly talking about how possibly this bill could raise taxes on the wealthy. Is there an opportunity there for Democrats?
Well, there might be. I mean, in its basic structure right now, this big, beautiful bill is a big, beautiful betrayal of ordinary Americans. It wipes out health care for millions. It takes away supplemental food, means children go hungry by the millions in order to fund tax breaks for billionaires. The president says, you know what, we're not going to damage the programs for ordinary families. In fact, we're going to help families thrive, and we're certainly not going to give away the entire treasury to the richest Americans. Then we have a foundation for talking, because the Democrats have said, listen, we have a better plan. The Republican plan is families lose and billionaires win, and our plan is families thrive and billionaires pay their fair share.
Well, but are you talking to any Republicans who might share some of your concerns? Susan Collins of Maine, Josh Hawley of Missouri has expressed concerns about the Medicaid cuts.
Well, we are absolutely talking with our Republican colleagues because we want to really have them understand the damage this bill is going to do as written, and we're encouraging them to oppose it. The only way that this bill gets radically restructured is if 4 Republicans, because this is on reconciliation, the special fast track that only requires a simple majority. It's the only way we get that restructuring is for 4 Republican senators to say, hell no, we're not going to both damage families, help billionaires, and run up a massive debt, which currently the bill does all 3 of these.
Trump's big, beautiful bill as it stands now is projected by the Congressional Budget Office to add nearly $3.8 billion to the deficit over 10 years. How do Democrats preserve Medicaid and SNAP benefits without adding to the deficit in a way that you might be able to get Republicans on board with?
Well, the vast amount of that additional year-by-year deficit is coming from the tax breaks for the very richest Americans. The bottom 20% get about the equivalent of $90 a year. The top 10% get the equivalent of about $90,000 per year. So 1,000 times more help for those at the top than those families who are struggling.
But you would acknowledge that Democrats have generally, historically, not seem to care much about deficit spending, right?
Well, actually, it's very interesting, Jake, because Republicans campaign on financial responsibility, but it's been Republicans who have been striking down the key 3 pillars of financial responsibility. First of all, back in '96, they struck down that reconciliation could only be used for deficit reduction. And now they're striking down the second pillar, which is that it can increase deficits, or it's not allowed to increase deficits over 10 years. And they're striking down the third pillar, which is that we're going to use honest numbers with the American public. We created the Congressional Budget Office to have that honest conversations with ourselves and with the American public. And now the Republicans are saying we're just going to create a fictitious, invented set of numbers to disguise the amount of deficit and debt this bill is going to create.